You keep your secrecy by keeping people uninformed, and so the doors will be kept shut. But there's nothing to give it away on the outside. It looks like a giant water tank with a clock on top.
Time of the Cold War, there was spies in everywhere. It was all official secrets, top secret, armed police on all the entrances. It was the full Monty.
I think when we came on the scene, people didn't realise that aviation had developed. The first manned powered flight was at Farnborough in 1908.
These blokes are at the cutting edge of aeronautics. You walk into those buildings and it gives you a sense of pride. This is where we came from. This was our heritage.
Inside is this amazing 30-foot diameter mahogany fan.
And you look at the blade in 121 and you just stand there and think, someone made that.
Everybody and his dog used to think if they walked in there, they'd be sucked in. And of course, it was absolute rubbish. You don't get sucked in at all. The noise levels were low, except when we were doing noise testing. And then, of course, we had to put a noise source in. If you take your headset off at 6 feet, the chances are you die.
It was a focus of all the expertise in the country. I feel very lucky to have spent most of my life there. It was a wonderful place to work, and it was a powerhouse of future technology, because we were always looking 15 years ahead.
It could be quite dangerous. We have a record of all those who lost their lives in the UK over the first 100 years of aviation at Farnborough, and there are over 500 names in that book, so it's an average of 5 people a year. I believe there is nowhere in the world with more aeronautical heritage than Farnborough.
I've had the good fortune to go lots and lots of places in the world. Where are you from, mate? Farnborough. They know you.